Hello, everybody.
Welcome back to a wonderful episode of Gaming with Shala.
I'm Shala.
And I'm Pixel Cheesecake.
Forsaken.
A wonderful PlayStation game that I'm surprised we don't see any more of. I mean, just re-release that for the PS5, it'll sell like hotcakes.
In a world where science had stepped beyond the realms of humanity,
Definitely what I knew about the game when I bought it.
a subatomic experiment gone wrong
It's one of those cult classics,
planet Earth.
like everyone's favorite Psychic Child or Scott Pilgrim.
1 year later, the fragmented planet has been classified condemned by the ruling imperial theocracy,
So,
meaning that every free-living scum in the universe has
You
the
are-
right to raid the dead system and take anything left.
Do you know whose voice that is?
no.
The holy man from Hunchback of Notre Dame.
I don't.
Amidst the blasted remains of the forlorn Earth, the worst mercenaries this side of the sun not only against each other,
I know the voice, but I can't remember the name.
but the government.
I'm not great with names either.
Our future has become forsaken.
Forsaken.
Dun 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 dun.
Steampunk Mad Max.
Screaming through tunnels and roaring over the blackened plains, they seek the thrill of a post-apocalyptic head rush that only
Don't eat yet.
such a deadly.
Yep.
So,
And to think, if all those humans just worked together, they could build some sort of non-Forsaken society.
A dozen droid combat wars and the epitome of pure pumping metal devastation.
some kind of
Beard.
post-founded society.
Buddies.
Like Minecraft, it's a post-apocalyptic society. And no one can tell me otherwise, that Minecraft's not a post-apocalyptic society. What apocalypse? If you played Minecraft, that one Minecraft game with all the golems, you'd know.
When the Earth is left
I can't remember the name of it though.
galaxy's finest progeny roam free, the future of our planet has become forsaken.
It's trying to.
Are we both plugged in, or did I unplug myself by leaning backwards? If so, my apologies.
Battery. What's
There's
this?
a demo
Okay.
in map Volcano.
Pretty sure they mean a track screen.
If we can't get deathmatch to work this time round, no worries. I can do
Ah, there you go. Blah blah blah.
Figured you'd choose Nubia. Wasn't there a Star Fox game where you had that capability? Like, change out your primary and secondary weapons, and the more you use Star Fox, the more he'd be in the story.
I don't know.
They had the toys that came with it, and
So,
oh, let's see.
I have no idea what any of these weapons are, so I can't just anything unless give any
Yeah,
advice.
the missile's probably the way to go. If we would have just started immediately, it would have had us go completely random.
Or whatever free settings they have loaded up. Wee!
X is down. Triangle's up.
Jump.
L2 is your secondary.
Mm-hmm.
Your primary is 1. Forward and back are R1 and R2 respectively.
Yeah. Alright.
Scanning.
Oh, I'm coming to get you. Now that I've got the coming, I just have to figure out where the U is.
This is like 007, but in space.
There you are.
I missed.
I don't remember how to fly. Pretty sure you're in the spot where I started.
Pandora's box has like 3 spawn points.
Mm-hmm. You're somewhere in this room, maybe. That you? Yes, it is.
Okay. Out of weapon energy,
Yeah.
I think.
It's how I thought. So. So. Yep, we got. It's probably choppy until now, but we should be good.
I thought, worst case scenario, we call it stylized. Oh,
Imagine what.
I'm on the bottom screen.
Yep.
Right as I find you, I run out of vulnerability. Go figure.
I'll just kind of puttering around in this space station shaped box.
Would you call it Pandora's box?
Oh my god, he said the name of the level!
So what do you prefer people call it? In all seriousness, a level or a map?
It's like, man, it's just like a, come on, let's all be mature here. She's a lady, we can all call it Pandora's Con.
I think we're now in enough of a video time to get away with swearing now, so it's all good. You're not allowed. If you want monetization, you can't swear within the first, 5 minutes?
That was like a minute, like 30 seconds. Something like that.
I swear I just saw you.
Alright, so if you're playing multiplayer,
I gotcha.
yep. That's if you're playing multiplayer, then it's a map. But if you're playing in the story mode, then it's a level.
I think that was the generally agreed upon terms back in the day, but then those crazy people who wrote the articles and the secrets did you know gamings of the arcade times?
The people who write articles have always had bad takes. Like, we don't need bosses anymore.
Unless you... In Alice Madness Returns, I played that recently. It was a... I could see them actually using a couple more bosses. Because the Mad Hatter in that game has like his own like cogwork industry that a train runs through. Someone made the box and the mouse clockwork, half animals. They retreat to do the one thing into this giant ass mech. You're thinking, oh, a mech, that sounds awesome. Ooh, gotcha.
Got me good.
But honestly, the mech breaks apart because a train runs through. And because the train runs through, the Hatter goes mad and you're basically kicked out of Wonderland into the next level. Yeah, I got backed into the wall there. What do you think about 007 on space bikes?
A fun time. And the controls are fun to play with.
have a favorite weapon so far? Probably the one you just took me out with,
Yeah,
huh?
that is a pretty good one, but can't say I've
You haven't
gone,
tried them all yet.
I don't even know which one I'm currently shooting with. So,
You have the Transpulse and the Solaris. Basically a solar flare that actually does damage, and your standard pulse rifle bear, but on a space motorcycle.
wait a sec, Transpose? This game is too woke. We gotta end the recording right now.
Ah, funny.
Whee!
So, Sam and Max have a villain named... Here's something that might be too woke for you. For the kids nowadays. There's a Sam and Max villain called the Mad Thespian.
Okay.
The standard joke to the word thespian for those two is, I don't remember dating anyone of my own gender.
Thespian, lesbian.
Basically, yeah. Who gets away with it better? Dr. Gregory House or Sam and Max? Let us know in the comment below. Or if you just want to straight up call me a nerd.
Nerd. Can't say. I've watched I feel like I watched most of House back in the day. I haven't watched it in quite a
I
while.
just saw you.
Whee! You remember when House whacked with Lin-Manuel Miranda?
Yep. Did you know he's actually British? The guy who plays him.
Yeah, Hugh Laurie.
Yep.
Yeah, I saw a clip of it on Twitter. Like, I think it was like about like it aging poorly. You know, it's like, no, that was cringe back then too.
Cringe was Cringe is I'm gonna say it. Cringe is necessary for an environment. If you're not cringing, you're not learning, and if you're not learning, you're stuck in place. You're stuck in place, you're never gonna get better.
What if my goal is to be stuck in place? What if I just want to be a big old Maui head statue?
When they get up and start moving, like they're a sentient race or something, I'm gonna laugh. Why? Stone giants moving around. I watched the first couple episodes of Hilda. You know, that Welsh animation where with all the... How did I damage my shields, not yours?
That's a good question.
Oh, I was too close to you.
Talking Hilda.
So she befriends a bunch of weird animals, like mythical animals. Elves, giants, literally the unsung hero of most of Thor's legends.
Mm-hmm.
They're called Thunderbirds, right?
Yeah.
So, thunder means Thor's needed there. And being the god of thunder, where he hears thunder, he'll show up.
Mm-hmm.
If I'm remembering the lore right, but each culture has its own worry and fear over thunder and what have you.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, yeah, this Thunderbird shows up, forgets its purpose, and it takes Hilda to remind him. Like, the first time I didn't come to the festival, all this bad stuff happened, so I go out of my way just to make sure I'm situated. Where? Like... Okay. Are you here?
No, I'm in the place with the fire.
Joke about every video game and back in the day having some sort of lava or magma.
Yeah.
I've been starting to cook and bake again, and that's been fun.
Yeah. Every once in a while, the baking bug ups and bites me, and I demand, I must make cookies soon. What have you been making?
I did brownies a couple times, peanut butter cookies with legit peanut butter.
Yes.
I was planning on doing up some pretzels, but I just haven't had the mental capacity to figure that. I mean, I should easily be able to figure it out, right? But
I made some Jello recently
nice.
because my mom got these like bronze like mold looking things. I was like, you know what I want to put in there? Jello.
Awesome.
So the molds are a fish, a lobster, and this sort of, it's kind of seashell shaped maybe. It's kind of, it's bowlish, but like in layers, I guess. But turned into a bit of a mess because the lobster did not want to stay upright, so that was a bit of a spill. And then the fish was not as, like, that stood up better, but it was its lowest point was a good deal lower than its highest point. Now the third one did do a good job at staying upright.
Good to hear.
Sadly, I'm trying to transfer the lobster out. Got a little too defrosted and just ended up turning into shapeless jello. And then the fish made it out okay, but when I was trying to transfer out the third thing, like just kind of slipped on out.
Yeah, I know how it can be.
You know what is good? Jello with whipped cream.
Agreed.
Yeah, it's like you're eating peaches and cream, but you don't have to eat any physical fruit. Just have.
Did you know peaches are technically a berry?
Yeah.
Weird definitions for things, I swear.
I know that pineapple was a berry. It's like a berry cluster. Like grapes, but more compact.
Yep. I found a blender while cleaning. I've been meaning to pick up grapes to follow an instruction on how to make this like grape ice cream.
Mm-hmm.
I found a place that sells good grapes for pretty cheap, but I honestly haven't. I know if I buy them, I'll probably fail to make it because
I mean, what would you say your experience in making homemade ice cream is?
pretty solid. I was a Boy Scout, so
What's the highest Boy Scout rank you got?
Eagle. Didn't get any of the one things, but helped with getting cheap college tuition. And I'm a couple credits shy of an associate's degree in the most random thing for me. Like, I am a pretty lazy person, but sports medicine and psychology of all things, like, I understand how those things go hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
I did the basics because they were done by the same teacher, and the teacher was just stellar on Write My Professor and did not disappoint. I had to do a history, a mathematics, and an English.
Mm-hmm.
Because writing reports is everywhere, kids. How do we find up back here?
To be honest, I have very little idea how any of these spaces connect to each other.
You know that circular underwater ring from Final Fantasy XI was? This is like that, but with more twists and turns. And no goalpost.
Yeah, it's quite easy to... Oh, there you go.
You got me.
I got myself as well.
I was like dead to rights, no shield and all that. And yeah.
There's a... This came to mind, but one of the VTubers I watch was having like a birthday stream and doing like React Andy thing.
Yeah.
And I got her ice gonna put a ice cream video in for her to watch.
Yep.
Is
I'm surprised you didn't hit her with that one duck video. Like how the duck's standing there, the guy does the heart thing and the duck walks away.
that one. I've seen Schlatt react to that video.
Iron Mouse did that and it was like, why would you do that?
It's very funny because Schlatt never expects the video, because I've seen like 5 of it and it's just like always gets him every time. The fact that you had in the video when you had wiped your spoon off on your shirt, where you
Yep.
Nightmare Before Christmas thing. And she was like, "What? Like, you monster!" Okay. So, it's just. I was watching it along, and just like it's just like looking at the amount of people and who are watching, just like there are more people here watching it as a part of this stream than who have ever watched the video total.
Yep. And honestly, I think YouTube's Rewind's gonna be the same thing this year. People are gonna watch the reaction to people reacting to. I hit you with something. A lack of shields and a lack of hull is your definite downfall.
Yep.
Certain weapons you can charge up, just hold down.
Mm-hmm.
Or they have the rapid fire. You know what needs to come out again?
What?
Another... What's it called? Another Twisted Metal.
Yeah. That would be fun.
That's the sport I would love to play in real life.
Like demolition derby, but with guns and weapons.
Yeah. Who wouldn't want that?
Who's your Twisted Metal champion?
Sweet Tooth, of course.
Yeah. I think my one was always forget his name, but it's the black guy who stands between the big two wheels.
Oh, I got too close to a purge mine. I don't remember if this is the one game that has does the work of like, oh, you're doing this way, so first person to this many kills, or
I've been in this game mode for quite some time. I see.
to be fair, the whole planet and everyone's lives are just like forsaken due to whatever happened.
He said the title of the game again.
I showed someone a fan-made movie of Star Wars, the 501st. It's like a whole fan movie made in Unreal Engine. One of the jokes is that it cuts to Vader walking down a corridor, and
walking down a corridor.
And a droid, they put a droid in a cape, a black protocol droid that looked suspiciously like Vader.
They just stare at each other and like make the breathing sounds.
Yep.
I came across that as a YouTube short.
It's a full-on movie, mini movie, but still fun. Thank you. So apparently peanut butter helps with brain function.
Yep.
Which explains why I've been an idiot for quite a while.
Just imagine me without all my peanut butter. It'd be even worse. Yep.
Damn it, I thought I got away from that.
Not quite. Yeah. I saw this crazy video recently.
Yeah.
It's this lady talking about these book reviewers on Book Talk,
Yep.
and basically just all these women being like, Yeah, there's too many words. I only read the dialogue. Right?
That is called a movie. And even then, like, honestly, whoever reads for the dialogue needs to read Necronomicon.
Isn't that the Alan Moore comic?
H.P. Lovecraft. The funniest one, in my opinion, the most thought-provoking anyway, is this wizard curses all the male members of this family to die at the age of 30. This 28-year-old spends a little over 2 years trying to figure out dark magics and other, literally talks to like several elder gods to try and learn the magics to break this curse. But it's just the wizard this wizard being an old guy breaking into each man's home at the age of the night of their 30th birthday and just killing him.
So it isn't a curse, it's just
A very pissed off wizard. Well, wizard is a little less accurate and vampire being more accurate. I'd go out of the way and call it bizarre, because, okay, you have these elder gods you're talking to. You're trying to learn their magics and how they function to try and break this curse, but nope, just a very pissed off, multi-generational screw this particular family in general. Does that remind you of anything?
nothing really popping into
Dun,
mind.
dun, da, 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 dun.
Oh, Dio.
Yeah. I think the wizard's more hateful than Dio, though. I swear I just saw you.
I'm hiding behind the potato in the room.
If I find myself in Pandora's box like that. Wait a second.
I don't think you're going after a box that much these days.
Shit.
Saying
Soon the hunter becomes the hunted.
it's like one of my funny what if scenario for JoJo that would be funny would be that because in part 3 in part 6 it hinges on Jotaro knowing the details to Dio's like heaven ascension plan. Thought it'd be funny if like as part of the idea was that Abdul would burn the mansion if they didn't see Joseph
Yeah.
and Jotaro and Kakurin after 5 minutes or whatever. Just imagine he did that, or and then the diary burned up, or just have a scene of like they're going after all the action is done, and it's just like they're going through Dio's stuff, and they read and Jotaro is just looking at Dio's journal. Ono's just like, oh, what's that? Jotaro, it's Dio's diary. Yes. Really? How gay? And then Jotaro just throws it into a fire. It's just like, God damn. I think you won.
Huh.
Maybe?
Mayhaps.
Didn't.
I think I got more kills off than you did, but I died by both of our ridiculous plays.
Let's play someone else than Pandora spots. Yeah, look. Sure kicked ass, player 2. Yeah, but just if Jotaro didn't look into that diary, then let's give ourselves 10 minutes. Sound good to you?
Yep.
Let's see. Name is just ex-cop. Talk about making your job your identity.
Yeah, just like RoboCop.
He is the main robotic cop.
They tried to replace him, but he kicked the ass of all his replacements.
I don't think he can. I think I can pick a level. Did you hear all the Nintendo weeks of Pokemon?
Some writers are either getting fired or they have a lot of explaining to do.
You know, those stories are just based off like real world, like ancient mythologies.
Yep.
So, I mean, at most it's just really just what if this one story but with Pokemon.
Did I get you? Stealth me. You stealthed me, I think.
I don't think so.
No, I didn't see it enter, and...
No, I... it was in the fire, not you. I think you hit a mine or something.
Did that work?
Yes. Any particular favorites of the stories you've heard so far?
I'm honestly seeing what they do with Legends Arceus in terms of those stories, because everyone wants an more adult Pokemon game until they see those psychic and superpowered animals in adult situations. Like, the first game of the series was a 10-year-old accidentally defeating the Mafia with a dragon, if you chose Charizard. And then catching the reason the Mafia became the Mafia. The second one was happening at the same time, but there was a professor who was focusing on what Pokemon are and how they breed. These mammals lay eggs. How the does that function?
Like a platypus.
So this little egg turns into this big egg. Does it turn into an even bigger egg? Apparently it does in another region. And these regions have different things going for them. Either too much water or too peaceful, so it takes forever for the Pokemon to level up. But the urbanization project means you're either going into the past and the future, or you're stuck in the past as a future being.
Yeah. Like an Arceus.
Yep. Did you play Arceus yet?
Yes.
What was your favorite part of it?
Just seeing. I like that, like, the Ruri, aspect. That was like that, like, scratch the, Death Stranding itch. Like scratch the, like, similar spot to it.
Oh, right. Certain weapons don't work on certain characters. Like the big guy can absorb. And like plasma weapons don't work on your character. I kept trying to shoot plasma-based missiles. Your character was just redirecting them.
Nice. There's a... Same the, so if you were... So, blah blah blah. If you were to make an adult Pokemon, what aspects would you want to be in there?
The ability to swear. You know how in... You know how you could use the DS Lite to record your voice for Chatot move, chatter?
Mm-hmm.
People would just swear as loud as they could into that mic.
Imagine that when you go against someone, then they use that. It's their recording and not yours.
Nope, it's your recording.
Uh,
And someone took that Chatot to the world finale. Because they recorded a Call of Duty games lobby from the sounds of it. Chatot's... Oh... So Chatot's chatter is just its cry, but the more affectionate it is with you, the louder it is, the more damage it does. Like its own unique return.
I found you. Imagine competition playing. That happens and the judges just look over. But for your sake, I hope that was Maggot.
Pretty sure... I don't even know if the recording still exists, but... It would be fun to try and find, but the people are doing more and more weird shit with the Pokemon in terms of strategy.
Yeah.
You know Pachirisu? The Pika clone that's a squirrel.
I'm sure that was a YouTuber Pokemon.
Someone used Pachirisu thinking, oh, that sounds good. Good, because it pairs with the... It pairs with Gyarados in terms of how its strategy does. It would use Follow Me, so any attack that would do damage or OHKO that automatically knock out the Gyarados would go directly to Pachirisu, and it had like some sort of Volt Absorb, so gonna hit me with an electric attack? I'm gonna get some good buffs off of that. And you actually dealt me damage? I'm just gonna eat this berry and heal everything.
Sounds pretty unstoppable.
You just... honestly, you just do typing and you're pretty solid there, but... We're in a different map. This one's called Ship.
Yep.
In single player, each character has their own story and goals. Ooh.
Whee. Ah, yeah. Yeah, you wanna know the reason why I bought this game?
Why?
Like, one of the accounts I follow on Twitter put out a tweet that was the advertisement for this game.
Yeah.
And in one of the ads, there is a lady on the boxes. There's a box art lady.
Yep.
It has your nipple on it. Like, it's like up in like the top corner, but it is visible.
Yep. Games were a lot better when they just said screw the rules. Because honestly, a lot of them say screw the rules, but in the weirdest ways possible. AKA Dark Souls. Great game, but telling me this ring does nothing and then actually does nothing, or oh, I want to be able to cast a lot of spells, so don't recommend me upgrade this type of thing. You...
I didn't quit. Got like a good distance into Dark Souls, but I never actually beat it. Got to twin fight with the...
yeah. I love the fandom, I just would not be able to have the patience for it though, sadly.
You know how you can have summons to join you in a fight?
Yep.
Well, I summoned Slayer for the fight. And then outside the boss room, are these two like giant like stone golem kind of things.
Yep.
So I summoned Slayer and I run past the golems to go through the fog gate. Except when I get there, I turn around, see Slayer fighting the stone giants and dying to them.
Yeah, apparently you use summons after you get through the gate, and that's the way to use them. Honestly, there's one summon I think will be in the next one. You know that guy, let me solo her?
Yeah.
Yeah. Definitely him.
He's pretty sure they patched in a reference to him.
Okay, where are you?
I don't know, I feel like the way I hear most people talk about Dark Souls, like plot-wise, kind of feels like the concrete details could be written on a napkin, and then everything else is just like, ooh, there was an item description that said a thing.
Basically. Because there's this ring that's not meant for your finger. It's meant for other things. But because people live forever, as long as they have purpose, they stop doing that.
So it's a cock ring.
Yep. Please consult your healer if your constitution buff lasts longer than 4 hours. Quite literally, though. Like... We took each other out, I think.
Yep.
Did that count as a kill for both of us?
I think so.
Cool. Any shows you've been watching? Anything that you can recommend for our audience?
It's kind of been, continue watching One Piece. But been rewatching some Naruto. Plus size stuff.
Yep.
Fun things. And there's a
Honestly, I would love to see a Gygaxian fantasy one called Dwell. An elf mother and a dwarf father make something that looks human but isn't necessarily all the way human. Like the best and worst of both dwarves and elves. A Dwell. Because apparently Dwell breeding made humans.
I remember seeing something about like dwells being the worst aspect of both dwarves and elf. Just this really squat, ugly looking thing.
And everyone says, yeah, that's humans. And then Gax stopped arguing with his players. You just uninstalled my weapons. Well played.
Thank you.
I might try and mess around with like overlays and imaging to put us on the black parts of the screen if I can figure out how to. But I think you have more of the art assets than I do at this point. Which is weird, because I'm the artist out of us and you're the editor. But some say, some sa, or something like that.
Can't say I really use not much of the art assets. Other than putting the waifu on the side of the screen.
Well, you use it for your breaks. Good game. I think you...
I say, let's break and have dinner.
Sounds good. Thank you for watching another wonderful episode of Gaming with Shala. Hopefully you don't find this video too forsaken. Please leave a comment below as to what you want us to see play next, or next play see. Whichever one of those is actual words.
See play though.
Touche.
He's been Pixel.
And he's been Shala.
Hopefully we'll see you next time. Until then, bye 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 now.
Goodbye.